So most of you joining us today have faced problems in areas of diabetes, PCOS, thyroid disorders, autoimmunity, obesity, and gut health. We are here today to address these issues via the functional medicine approach. So welcome. I am Dr. Rafika, a functional medicine clinician. So joining us today are two experts in the field of functional medicine. I have with me Dr. Ruhi Agarwal, who's a doctor by profession. She's done her master's in global health and certification in functional medicine from USA. She is a co-founder of Functional Medicine Clinic and has successfully reversed hormonal imbalances in more than 1,000 women. I also have Mr. Siddharth Goyal. He's a functional medicine expert and a health coach. He's also a Hatha Yoga trainer. Together, Dr. Ruhi and Dr. Siddharth are creators of the Hormone Reset program, which is a unique program exclusively designed for women. So let's start the session. I'll hand over to Dr. Ruhi.
So great, wonderful to have all of you. And the idea of today's session is to, break certain very common myths and help all of you who have joined us today understand the bigger picture that, that actually exists behind the very common hormonal imbalances that women face every day. So as we do that, let's start with the very common myths. So the first one, period pains are normal, cramps, mood swings, acne breakouts during or before the periods, it's normal. That's what most women are made to believe. And that's because, everybody around you is experiencing it. So it just starts feeling so normal to have period pain and go through all the PMS symptoms. But that's not true. So if, periods weren't created by Mother Nature, to be a monthly endurance for women. It's a body's way to address various things. It's a body's way to detoxify. It's the body's way to prepare a woman's body for fertility. It's about so many things when it comes to women. So a healthy period is pain-free. There are no cramps. One will not experience any mood swings, and there are no PMS symptoms. It's just very normal. Now, most of the time, the solution to hormonal imbalances is given as a hormonal pill. So birth control pill for somebody struggling with PCOS, in the conventional medicine, whether it's a 14-year-old girl or it's a 30-year-old, a woman, the solution is still the same. It's a hormonal pill, but that hormonal pill basically, just takes over your body's natural hormonal balance. So it's a bandit fix. It's not helping in any way other than, just helping you get the periods on time. Otherwise, it's not helping in any way. And on the contrary, there are many more side effects of taking a hormonal pill. And it's often believed that, the period problem is something which is very separate from the rest of the body. It's only about fertility. And usually when a female in her 20s approaches a doctor regarding PCOS or other hormonal imbalances, the solution is usually, a hormonal pill, or let's fix it, when you're trying to conceive. Now, it's important to understand that the period problem is very much about how a woman feels on a daily basis. It's about her productivity. It's about, how her hair and skin feels, how the mood is like. So it's about so many other things. So it's not just about fertility. If one is struggling to lose weight, then the only way to do that is you eat less and you work out more. But unfortunately, this mathematics doesn't work. It's not about calorie in, calorie out. It's a lot more than that. If you're struggling to lose weight, it's a body's way of showing you that something is not right in your body. It's a sign, of much deeper imbalances. It's a sign of toxins in the body. It's a sign of, inflammation in the body, and so much more. And the last most common myth, I'm sure all of you are aware of this and have also probably also going through this, is one thyroid pill will fix my hypothyroidism. So anybody diagnosed with hypothyroid condition is given a thyroid pill, which becomes a part and parcel of their life. So every morning you wake up and you take a thyroid pill. And despite this, unfortunately, the symptoms persist, right? So a thyroid pill will actually not fix your thyroid problem, because what you're giving is again a banded fix, and that there are much deeper imbalances in the body which a thyroid pill will not fix. And we'll be talking in detail about that later during this webinar. So I would like to ask how many of you are looking for liberation? And this liberation is to achieve weight loss, get a clearer skin. You're looking for better sleep. You want good hair, reduction in the hair loss, reduce puffiness. You don't want your skin to look inflamed, look puffy early in the morning. You want pain-free periods. You want to conceive. You want to improve your chances of fertility. You don't want mood swings anymore. Of course, along with weight loss, inch loss. You want a better digestive system. You want to reduce your bloating. So how many of you are here to get answers to these? Please let me know in the chat box. Thanks, Vimla, Snigdha, Kesari. So we have couple of people here who are looking for liberation from all this. Now, to really, get to the fact that how do we liberate ourselves and achieve all this. Now, hormonal imbalances in a woman's body can show in various ways, and some of these are right in front of your screen. So, of course, it can be related to periods. You can either have heavy periods, you can either have, very scanty flow. In many women, it can actually, even in their early 30s, they are labeled as, you already have a menopause, which is very, very strange, right? And again, for a woman in her early 30s to know that she already has menopause, that completely shuns off her chances of conceiving. Acne breakouts, cyst in the ovary, again, is just a symptom of hormonal imbalance. It's not the cause of hormonal imbalance. Affecting your hair, infertility, of course, all the PMS symptoms, breast lumps, fibroids, endometriosis, thyroid issues, weight gain, and of course, mood swings are very common sign and symptom of hormonal imbalance. If someone is struggling with gut issues, it's not separate from your hormonal imbalance. It's connected. You feel irritated, you're struggling with anxiety, depression, it has to do with your hormone imbalance. Chronic headaches, migraines, they are so common. This morning we had a session for a corporate, and there were so many women who asked, how do we address severe headaches? It's so common. So I'm sure many of you here are here also are experiencing these and may not be aware that many of these are resulting due to hormonal imbalances. Now, the conventional approach has been to, a pill for every symptom. But when you are having so many signs and symptoms of hormonal imbalances, is it possible to address PMS with one symptom, PMS with one pill, or let's say hair loss with another pill? No, it's not. If someone is having 5, 10 different symptoms of hormonal imbalances, it's not just possible to have a pill for every symptom. So we really need to change how we are approaching addressing hormonal imbalances. And the first and foremost is that we stop treating each symptom separately. The body is, it's a collection of different organs, and all of these organs work in sync with each other. So what's happening in your gut is not separate from what's happening in your brain. What's happening in your liver is not different from it's not separate from what's happening in your uterus. So everything is so connected. So we need to look at the body as a whole. And just going on the pills is not the solution. We'll have to look beyond the pills. So same, if someone wants to really address the hormonal imbalance, so just looking at the hormones level in the body is not going to help. We already know one has a hormonal imbalance. We need to look beyond that. What is really causing that hormonal imbalance? And how do we do that? We need to look at the root causes. We need to identify them and address those causes so that the body recovers rather than, we just keep silencing the symptoms. We need to allow the body to recover and thrive. Now, if we look at what are the main drivers of hormonal imbalances, there are two. One is insulin resistance. So how many of you know about this hormone insulin? Okay, I see two people have raised their hand. How about the others? So largely it's known as insulin is a hormone which helps in regulating blood sugar levels. And one usually hears about it in case of type 2 diabetes, but insulin has a much, much bigger role than just type 2 diabetes. So insulin is a hormone secreted by the pancreas. So whenever we eat a meal, insulin is released by the pancreas so that it can regulate the blood sugar levels. Now imagine you are eating a diet which is rich in refined carbs. It's rich in sugar. So every time you're taking this diet, and a very simple example is, a plate full of white rice with a very small amount of curries dal. And if this is your diet 2-3 times a day, every day, most of the days of the year, insulin will not be able to cope up with your habits. And eventually it will be like, I'm done with you. And it's no longer able to push the glucose into the cells, which basically means that there is a lot of blood sugar in the blood. There's a lot of insulin in the blood, but both of them are not able to do its job. So, and eventually what happens? Your blood sugar is going high, you become diabetic, but it doesn't just limit there. So high blood sugar levels, now these blood sugar has to go somewhere. They start getting deposited, in the body. They start depositing as gets deposited as fat. So you will start seeing that stubborn belly fat, which is very difficult to lose weight. I'm sure many of you have experienced this. You have to try to get rid of all the weight of your body, but not the belly fat. So that's typical of insulin resistance. Second, it will also deposit in your liver and giving you a fatty liver. So you may not have had alcohol in your life, but you still have a fatty liver. Now you know the reason. It's nothing but high, the kind of diet you have been having. So this insulin resistance is a cause of hormonal imbalance as well. And in the next slide, I'll tell you more about that. Now, largely it's coming from refined carbs, a sedentary lifestyle, you have toxins, you have deficiencies, which is going unaddressed. The second most common driver of hormonal imbalance is estrogen dominance. Now, estrogen is a very important female hormone, but yes, it's important, but at the same time, if it's not eliminated from our body after doing its job, it will create havoc. And that is what is estrogen dominance. So a lot of estrogen, your body is producing normal levels of estrogen, but after it has done its job, it's not getting excreted by your body. And this can be because you don't have good liver function. You may not have a good gut function. You are chronically constipated. So in the first phase, the work is done by the liver to remove it, and it's not getting excreted. Now the liver has done its job. It pushes to the stomach, and still it's not able to, kind of get excreted because you're suffering from chronic constipation. So estrogen gets reabsorbed and results in estrogen dominance. So estrogen dominance is a very, very common cause and a driver of hormonal imbalance, and we'll see how it's impacting our body. Now, high insulin levels I just spoke about. So high insulin levels, high blood sugar levels, which means more fat deposition. So you start putting on weight, which again we see in most women struggling with hormonal imbalance, struggling with PCOS, that you start putting on weight. And most of the times insulin is not checked. So it's very important that any woman who's struggling with hormonal imbalance checks her fasting insulin levels. And not only this, now you're putting on weight, there's more fat in the body. So more fat means more estrogen. And more estrogen means estrogen dominance. More blood sugar levels gets converted into fat. So you're getting a fatty liver, you become diabetic. So most women with hormonal imbalance are prone to becoming a diabetic. Your lipid profile is haywire, triglycerides are raised, and it doesn't stop here. High insulin levels also means more conversion to male hormones. And this male hormone is, then causes acne, hair loss, and it also results in, more facial hair in women. So you get unwanted facial and body hair. So the reason why I'm talking about this is for you to understand that, that symptom of hair growth, that symptom of acne, all that is resulting from something which is going at the cellular level. It's going, something which is related to your lifestyle, something which is related to your imbalances. I spoke about estrogen, high estrogen levels, and this is how estrogen dominance manifests in your body. Women experience breast tenderness. So, and this is largely just before your periods. Uterine fibroids, heavy periods, painful periods, fibrocystic diseases, breast lumps, cystic ovaries, endometriosis, all these are manifestations of estrogen dominance. And in our program, even just after 1 month, we have had women, get absolutely, painful periods, which they had never experienced in their life. So just with the right conscious changes, you can, really get rid of estrogen dominance. Now, again, can one pill really fix the estrogen dominance? No, there is no magic pill for this. So I'll get deeper into some of the most common causes, which in turn are driving hormonal imbalance in the way of insulin resistance or estrogen dominance. So the first one is poor diet. So if your diet is rich in refined carbs and sugars, of course, it's leading to insulin resistance. If you're eating a lot of processed food, which basically means it's not natural, it's processed by man, it has additives, it has preservatives, which messes up our hormone. If you're eating a diet which is largely cooked in seed oils and refined oils, that is, seed oils are rich in omega-6. It's not that omega-6 is bad, but then if you already have inflammation, then of course it's not the right choice for you. Your diet isn't really rich in fruits and veggies. You're not having a rainbow diet, which again makes you low on antioxidants. You're drinking enough water, but it's not really structured. And lack of structured water keeps you dehydrated. And chronic dehydration is again a cause of many things, including migraines. And largely, your diet is rich in conventional dairy and meat products. So the conventional meat and dairy products are rich in hormones. So basically, these animals are fed with a lot of hormones and antibiotics so that they can produce more, more milk. They can grow faster. And when you are consuming such conventional raised dairy and meat products, you are getting exposed to all that hormones, and they are then messing up your hormones. So diet plays a very, very important role. And that is the first thing that one needs to, really clean up. So Pooja, I'll take this question from you. What is structured way of drinking water for hydration? So the way to make drinking water structure, a very simple way is to just keep water in a glass bottle in sun for at least 3 to 4 hours. That structures the water and helps in much better cellular hydration than the normal water. Toxins, we all are so much exposed to toxins. Of course, we cannot leave the city life and live in the forest, but yes, we can minimize our sources of toxins. So what are the most common sources? One is the pesticides. So the veggies and the fruits that we eat, they're loaded with pesticides, unless you're taking organic food. So it's important that the veggies and the fruits that you're taking, if they're not organic, you clean them up in a proper way. You treat them in a proper way so that you can get rid of maximum toxins, get rid of the toxins from them. Now, xenoestrogens are compounds which are similar to estrogen. And when you take them, they basically add to the estrogen dominance. And what are these xenoestrogens? Well, the ones that are present in animal and dairy products. Plastic is a very common source of xenoestrogen. So if you are storing water in a plastic bottle and drinking it, you need to stop doing that. You need to stop storing your food in plastic containers. Plastic should be actually out of your kitchen, out of your house. No heating of food in plastics. All the conventional cleaning products are loaded in loaded with xenoestrogens. So it's very important that you use, your personal care products, your industrial cleaners, which are organic and natural. If the water is unfiltered, again, it has a whole lot of toxins, and you are prone to those toxins, you're taking them up. So it's important to filter the water, but then it's also important that that water gets structured, or you use an ionizer to structure that water. All the beauty products are loaded with toxins, and all these are xenoestrogens. Yes, if you are taking a contraceptive pill, or if you are on hormone therapy, they are source of xenoestrogens. So they will completely shut down your body's own hormone mechanism, and you are then just living on the external hormones, which again is a source of xenoestrogen. And yes, if you have a broken gut, if you have a bad gut health, the estrogen metabolites are just getting reabsorbed. So your estrogens are just going higher. And yes, if you're stressed, your body will not be capable of doing the estrogen metabolism, and again resulting in more estrogen dominance. Now, gut health and liver, they play a very, very important role in hormones. And how do they do that? Estrogen, after getting metabolized, it has to be flushed out of the body. So the first phase of estrogen metabolism happens in the liver. And now if the liver is not healthy, if there are a lot of infections, if you are taking a lot of medications, the liver will be busy in just getting rid of those. So again, the estrogen metabolism will be affected. So in that way, an overworked liver can lead to hormonal imbalance. Second, it comes to the gut for the second phase, where again, if you're chronically constipated, the estrogen just keeps getting reabsorbed. So it's very important that you have a good liver and good gut health. If there is an imbalance between the good and the bad bacteria, microbes in your gut, it's basically, becomes a breeding ground for infections. And we so commonly see that, women with hormonal imbalance are struggling with fungal infections, other viral infections, bacterial, parasitic, which, are just leaching on your nutrition, creating a bad gut environment. And the gut microbes also have a very important role to play in improving insulin sensitivity, improving estrogen dominance. So again, if the gut is bad, all that is affected. It also plays a role in down regulating the receptors. Leaky gut. So if your gut is broken, you have been on a bad diet, you have been having a bad lifestyle, all that will basically break the tight junctions of your gut, as a result of which the unwanted waste is also getting reabsorbed, making your entire immune system just hyper reactive. And this can result in a lot of, if someone is experiencing a lot of allergies, if someone is experiencing autoimmune conditions, well, leaky gut is the primary reason there. Now, if you have poor digestion, your stomach acid is low, you're low on digestive enzymes, all these again, basically create lead the food is then converted into pro-inflammatory compounds, which again causes inflammation. So you just had a diet and your pain started aggravating. It's because, your digestive system is not okay. You need to work on that. Yes, so liver function, poor bile function is again, plays a very, very important role in hormonal imbalance. Now, diet, lifestyle, gut health, liver health, all this is important. And they, again, in turn, is important for a good mitochondrial function. Mitochondria is a small organelle in all the cells in the body. And based on what function that cell is performing, the number of mitochondria can vary. It can vary from 50 to 5,000. So you can imagine that the mitochondria is the engine of our body. So, and for that engine to work better, you'll have to give the right food. You'll have to give the right environment. You'll have to get rid of the toxins. You have to get rid of the infections. Otherwise, the mitochondria will not be able to do its job. Infertility plays a very important role. So infections, toxins, blue light toxicity. How many of you know about blue light toxicity? Have you heard of blue light toxicity? I have two people who have heard about it. So all the screens that we are exposed to, the laptops, the phones, they are sources of blue light. Yes. So I have some yes in the chat box. So all these are sources of blue light toxicity. Now, we spend so much of time in front of our laptops, in front of our phones that, we are just, victims of blue light toxicity. So, and this blue light toxicity is damaging our mitochondria. And if mitochondria is damaged, no matter, you give right food, it won't help your body because the engine is not able to do its job. So it's very important to have a good mitochondrial function. And for this, you need to treat the infections, get rid of the toxins, address blue light toxicity, get more sun, drink right quality of water, address the imbalances in the body, the B complex, carnitine, CoQ10, lipoic acid, all these are very important for mitochondrial function. If someone is struggling with chronic fatigue syndrome, your mitochondria needs help. And yes, last and the most important one is chronic stress. How many of you are chronically stressed? You feel you are stressed? So our body is designed in a way that, it sees a threatful situation as stress. But today we have, whether you call it, we are living in an environment or our lifestyle has changed in a way that, we are most of the times chronically stressed. And when we are stressed, the body's cortisol raises. And this cortisol also raises your blood sugar. It also leads to insulin resistance, as a result of which the vicious cycle starts again. You crave for food, you crave for sweets, you indulge in a lot of sugar, you indulge in a lot of desserts, a lot of other unhealthy coping patterns. So all these results from chronic stress. And when your body is stressed, it's least important for the body to focus on reproduction. You cannot imagine that an inflamed body, a nutritionally deficient body, a body which has toxins, a body which has infections, that can house a healthy baby. So if you have all this and you've been trying to conceive, your body will not allow you to conceive because the body understands that your body is not prepared for a pregnancy. And many of them, that's why struggle, they face early miscarriages. And that is because the body knows that it will not be able to sustain that pregnancy. So it's important to, work on reducing inflammation, work on all the other infections, toxins, so that you prepare your body, the house, for a healthy child. So when you are stressed, the body will not focus on healing, the body will not focus on reproduction, metabolism, your thyroid will shut down, because that's not important for the body. Now, ideally, when a tiger comes in, that's when the body's flight and fight response should get activated. But unfortunately, the body is not able to distinguish between a tiger and a stressful job. So you are at work and you're stressed most of the time. You are at home and you just had a fight with someone. So the body is not able to differentiate it. And it will recognize that as a stressful situation for you, and will just activate the parasympathetic system, which is actually designed for short period of time. But when this happens repeatedly, when the stressful situations happen repeatedly, the body just stays in the sympathetic system. It is not able to switch to a parasympathetic system, which is designed for healing. So with this, I hand it over to Siddharth to talk more on the solution part.
Thank you, Dr. Ruhi, for explaining very complex topics, concepts in a very simple, easy to understand manner, and making my job easy. So right now you see, this lady on your screen, and you can see she has a sad, frustrated expression on her face because she's struggling with so many symptoms. How many of you recognize some of these symptoms within yourself also? That you are also struggling with, some of these symptoms, whatever it might be. Okay, some of you are saying me. Nice, thank you. Right. So now what I want you to understand is that different women, different people will show different symptoms for very similar internal causes, because each body is unique. Okay. Now someone has anxiety and depression, somebody has acne, somebody has belly fat, somebody gets cysts. Okay. Somebody is getting insomnia. All of this happening because of the same two fundamental root causes that Dr. Ruhi explained earlier: insulin resistance and estrogen dominance, right? Now tell me something. If you are struggling with, some of these symptoms, do you think that just one pill, a hormonal replacement pill or a contraceptive kind of pill, just one pill can solve all these problems, can fix this problem of PCOS? Do you think that makes sense now? See, now you understand, right, that there are so many interconnections that are there. What is happening in your liver, what's happening in your gut, what is happening in your, circulatory system, etc. Everything is impacting the functioning of other organs. So if so many interconnections are there, do you think just taking one hormone replacement pill can solve all these problems? No, isn't it? That pill can help you manage the symptom, but yes, that is possible. I have pain, I take a painkiller, I manage my symptom, right? But is that what you want in the long run? That is a question we must ask ourselves. Are we happy just managing the symptoms, or do we want to go beyond that and make an effort to get rid of the problem? Yes. If you want to get rid of the problem, then the functional medicine approach is for you, right? We also looked at thyroid, right? Let's look at some of the factors that impact thyroid functioning. Okay. So first of all, your gland, the thyroid gland, needs a lot of nutrients to produce the hormone, right? What are the main nutrients? Iron, iodine, tyrosine, which is an amino acid, zinc, selenium, vitamin E, and many of the B vitamins, including vitamin C and D. And I'm sure there are many more things also. These are the most important ones. Now, how many of you are deficient in iron? You're deficient in zinc, you're deficient in many of the vitamins, right? If there are so many deficiencies, how will the thyroid gland function normally? It is unreasonable, right, for us to expect that from the body. See, think of this gland like a small machine. It has to produce an output, right? It must get enough raw material for the production to happen properly, right? So now there are many dynamics to this. Okay, just one thing is 80% of the hormone produced by your thyroid gland is actually T4. This is not an active form. It needs to be converted into T3 for it to be used in the body, because T3 is the active form. Certain conditions can also increase the conversion of T4 into reverse T3, RT3. Reverse T3 means reverse T3 is inactive. Okay. So T4 hormone is there in the body, but still you have all the symptoms because reverse T3 is going high. What are the factors? Stress can create it. Okay. Trauma, accidents, low calorie diet, severe restriction of calorie in order to, trying to lose weight, etc. Inflammation, chronic inflammation. Many toxins can do that. Infections can do that. Liver and kidney dysfunction. Even certain types of medicines can cause this, right? Let's see what other factors are in there, right? So we looked at the nutrients which are required for the production of the thyroid hormone, but there are other factors also that impact the production. And again, stress reduces thyroid hormone production. See, the moment you have stress, immediately the body increases the secretion of the cortisol hormone, right? All of you know that is the stress hormone, cortisol and adrenaline. The moment cortisol goes up, immediately thyroid will go down. Okay, so stress causes it. Infections, traumas do that also. They are also kind of stress for the body, physiological stress, right? Exposure to radiations can do that. Certain medicines can do it. Your toothpaste can do that. So the fluorine, in the fluorinated toothpaste is a very, very powerful chemical in terms of its ability to prevent sufficient production of thyroid hormone. Why? Because it replaces iodine, which is very essential for thyroid. We all know that. Iodine, chlorine, fluoride, fluorine, and bromine are of the same family. They are halogens. So this replaces the iodine. It does not allow the thyroid gland to produce the hormone properly. Many toxins and autoimmune diseases can do the same thing. Now, there are also certain factors that can help you increase the conversion of T4 into T3, and that is what you want. You want a high level of T3 because that is the active form of the thyroid hormone. Good amount of selenium and zinc can do that for you. Okay. And just to tell you a simple tip, okay, the best source of selenium is Brazil nuts. Soak 2 or 3 Brazil nuts in the night in water every day and have it in the morning. If your thyroid malfunction is happening because there is not enough conversion of T4 into T3, selenium will help with that. It has many other benefits also for the body. Now, another very important factor that is almost never considered, okay? If you have a thyroid problem, you keep going to your doctor, he never considers this factor, which is how sensitive your cells are to the thyroid hormone. Just like Dr. Ruhi was explaining about insulin and blood sugar, right? The same thing is applicable to all hormones. All the cells in the body have a receptor on their cell membrane where the hormone has to come and activate the receptor. That is how the hormone impacts the functioning of the cells. Now, the receptors can become insensitive. So your gland might be producing enough thyroid hormone, but it is unable to do its job. And your lab reports show correct numbers, okay, within reference range. But you still have all the symptoms, right? You keep going to the doctor and he says, no, you are all fine, but you are feeling like crap, isn't it? The doctor tells you you are fine, but you're not fine because you are not feeling good. There can be many reasons. Vitamin A, zinc are also useful for that process. One very important thing is physical activity here, exercise. Just using the body improves the sensitivity of your cells, both to insulin and to thyroid hormone actually. Once again, the same question. Now tell me, after you understand all of this, can that tiny little pill in the morning fix all of these issues? It can help you overcome the symptoms. Yes, I agree. But can it help you fix the problem? Yes or no? I would love to hear what you think. No, right? Long no. There's no way, isn't it? Exactly. So that this is exactly what we are trying to convey to you, that these are only examples of PCOS or thyroid. It doesn't matter what chronic ailment you are trying to address. It is the same principle, same process that is applicable. Okay. Just one pill to, take care of your blood sugar or this or that or high BP is not a solution. Yes, it is helpful when you have the symptoms. It gives you relief, but you must use that period of relief to address the root causes if you want to be really well in the long run, right? So functional medicine is therefore an integrative system that looks at the entire body as a whole. Okay, right? We don't have, this idea of specialization that I have, somebody for the heart, somebody for the liver, somebody for the kidney, because we understand that the body is working as an integrated whole. It is not working as different, government departments which have nothing to do with each other, right? And if you are struggling with problem in one part of the body or one function of the body, the root cause need not be there. The root cause can be somewhere else. And it is very important to understand these interconnections and address the body as a whole, right? Only when you understand the underlying root causes and you figure out how to address them, you can actually reverse the problem. You can reverse the condition instead of just managing the symptoms, right? So in short, we treat the whole body, not just the symptoms. So we look into the unique root causes of each individual's health issues. Okay, for somebody it could be staying up till late in the night. It might be playing a big role in their health issues. For somebody else, it may be poor food. They're not eating good quality food. There's too much of fast food, crap food, right? For somebody, it could be too much of toxicity in the body. Okay, there are people who genetically are not able to detoxify the body properly. For example, very minuscule number, but there are people like that. Or your body is so deficient in nutrients that it cannot detoxify, right? Detoxification is actually a very demanding process. It needs a lot of nutrients, right? So we look into the unique root causes of your health issues and help you become healthy, happy, and vibrant again. Okay. So some examples, right? Toxins, heavy metals, chronic infections, nutritional deficiencies, inflammation, impaired gut function, mitochondrial dysfunction, poor detoxification, poor skills in handling stressful situations, EMF exposure to radiations, and poor hydration, right? This is, again, I'm repeating most of the things that Dr. Ruhi already spoke about. So all of these and more make up the root causes that need to be addressed if you have to feel healthy and happy and vibrant again. And that is what we offer. When you do this, your body will start healing. Okay, it will definitely happen. And when that happens, you will notice much better levels of energy. Your headache will go. We have seen people who have struggled with migraines for 15 years, 18 years. Okay, crazy situation. And in 2 months, they have forgotten they had a migraine problem. Okay, your sleep quality will improve. For women, the periods will become regular, the flow will be stable, skin will improve. People will ask you, okay, your friends and colleagues will ask you in 1 or 2 months of following the program recommendations, what are you doing? How come your skin is suddenly glowing like this? Okay, and I'm not making it up. Many women have come back and said, my friends were asking me last weekend when we met them. Right? So you will become more in tune with the body. Definitely your cravings will go down. Okay, there are certain scientific reasons why cravings are happening. If you address those very easily, you can get rid of your sugar craving, this craving, that craving. Your digestion will be better, your constipation will reduce, and you will be less puffy and inflamed. Anyone interested in getting all these benefits? Okay, wonderful. Thank you for raising your hands. So we offer a 12-week hormone reset program, which is almost 3 months. And this is how it is structured. These are the things that we cover in the program, right? So we have a very detailed process of symptoms and history taking. Okay. Based on all of this detail that we take from you, we tell you which tests you need to do. Okay, and we do a certain amount of advanced testing that you may not be aware of. Based on the result of the test and the symptoms and history that you shared, we analyze the root causes for you as an individual. And based on all of this information, we create a personalized treatment plan, which incorporates everything that is needed for you to reverse your health issues: nutrition, lifestyle recommendations, supplements, gut and liver support, whatever is required. We also focus quite a bit on learning how to better manage our minds and emotions, right? See, stress is not happening from outside only situations are happening, maybe easy, maybe difficult situations. Stress is happening because we respond in a stressful manner. We create stress in our minds. It doesn't come from outside. So simple techniques, simple but very effective techniques to release the stress, and also to learn how not to create it in the future, right? And not only that, a lot of our health issues can also be connected to negative experiences that we went through in the past, maybe as a child or whatever. There's so many situations that happen. Unless we have taken the time and effort to work on ourselves and get rid of all the residues of those emotions that we experience at those times in those situations, those can actually be contributing to your health issues today. So we teach you techniques how to do that as well. One of the highlights that people talk about, and the testimonial video that I played in the beginning, I think Tamili was talking about it, is a very simple but a very effective guided detox process for 3 days. Women, feel so wonderful that many of them have decided to extend it on their own. So we keep them on juices for 3 days, right? I'm sure for many of you sounds scary. Oh my God, only juices for 3 days. What are you saying? Right? So that's how most of them start. But at the end of 3 days, they are feeling so wonderful. They don't want to stop it. Many of them have gone on for 5 days, 7 days, just on juices. Huge difference in their health at the end of this period. We help you with everything that you need to implement the recommendations, right? Which includes shopping lists, handouts on important topics, recipes, dozens and dozens of recipes, live sessions to empower you. We do, I think, in the 12 weeks program, some 15 to 17 live sessions happen, okay, in which we explain different topics to you, because it's very important that you understand why we are asking you to do something, why we are asking you to make those changes, right? And also in those sessions, you can ask any questions that you have, right? They're open such sessions. And there is real-time support and hand-holding that is available to you throughout the program through the team, right? So all of this makes up the reversal process. I will stop here. Any questions before we kind of look at the last slide? I mean, apart from the questions that have been put up in the chat, which I think anyways the team has been answering, right? Any other questions, anyone? And I will also allow you to unmute now. In case any of you want to speak, you can do that.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Jayashri.
Yeah, I'm Jayashri from Chennai. I have a query that I have a Hashimoto that is very high level. From this plan, can I reverse my Hashimoto hypothyroidism problem?
Yes, you can. We have done it successfully for others also in the past.
Yeah, because till now I have heard Hashimoto's cannot be cured. We can manage, but it cannot be cured 100%. So how far it is right, and what is the truth actually?
See, Hashimoto's is essentially an autoimmune disorder. If you understand how autoimmunity starts, what are the factors playing a role, and you are willing to make the effort, you can definitely reverse it. Now that doesn't mean that you will be able to go out and eat crap food and do whatever you want. Not necessary, right? But we can definitely bring you to a place where you don't have any symptoms and you don't need to be on the pill, right? Dr. Ruhi, you want to add anything to that question, to that answer?
So, yeah, so conventionally, yes, we are told that you cannot treat any autoimmune condition, be it Hashimoto or psoriasis or rheumatoid arthritis. So, different organs, based on which organ it is impacting, an autoimmune condition will be labeled. But the gist is, if we address the reason of autoimmunity in your body, we can reverse autoimmunity. So now it may have impacted only your thyroid, and that's why you have Hashimoto. But then if you just leave it without addressing why is it happening, it can impact your joints, it can impact your skin, it can impact the pancreas.
Correct. So we refer to autoimmunity like a hidden fire. You only see the smoke somewhere, you don't know where the fire is, but you need to find it out and remove or like stamp out the fire, because otherwise it will go on spreading from one part to the other.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I hope that answers your question.
And all these treatments are all these treatments are natural basis, right? There is no medicines and all.
No,
Yes.
So there are no allopathic drugs that's advised to you. It's a holistic way of basically giving your body the right conditions so that the body starts to heal itself.
Okay, thank you so much for clearing my questions.
Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to add on over here, because
Yes,
I have
Pooja.
been a part of FMC.
Okay.
I'm in the individual program basically.
Sure.
So to the previous question, because even I have Hashimoto's. So the thing is, yes, it feels a little challenging when you start, but when you do it, obviously you see the improvements which happen. Okay, so as you rightly said, doctor, that you can't go eat whatever you want, right? I mean, you have that restrictive pattern is there, but then I think it is for the good. When you
I would say it's the healthy pattern.
Yeah, it's a healthy pattern, because as said, what we eat is probably these days everything is processed and everything is so much industrialized that we have forgotten to eat the actual food. But I am talking this from my hands-on experience with FMC here. I mean, I've been on the program since October, and I continued it for now again 6 months, because I saw a hell lot of difference in my antibodies, which reduced drastically in 6 months. I mean, in 3 months, sorry. And there were slips. It's not like I was perfect in following everything, but with whatever I did follow, I was able to kind of bring down those antibody levels to a lot of thing, and that's where I've kind of continued doing it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Pooja, for sharing that. So not only Hashimoto's, actually we've even been able to help people reverse Graves' disease, which is considered to be even more difficult to reverse compared to Hashimoto's. I see two people have raised their hand. Kesri, you want to go ahead?
Happy evening, sir.
Good evening.
Siddharth sir and Agarwal ma'am, special thanks for conducting this session. Wonderful session.
Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर आपका एफर्ट का. Can I continue in Hindi? Because
whichever you're comfortable with, it's fine.
Thank you sir. Thank you. सर जो मेरा सिस्टर का जो थायराइड का इशू है, हाइपोथायराइड, शी इज सफरिंग since almost 10 years से पहले 10 years से वो इसका इशू से प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रही है इसका थायराइड का वजह से. तो आपका ट्रीटमेंट लेने से ये कुछ कंट्रोल होगा या मतलब वो टोटली इसको मैनेज कर सकते हैं सर? कैसे कर सकते हैं सर?
Dr. Ruhi, would you want to answer that question?
Yes. So बिल्कुल आप इसको ठीक कर सकते हो. आपकी सिस्टर का थायराइड कंडीशन बिल्कुल ठीक हो सकता है. तो जैसा कि हमने पहले भी सेशन में बताया कि थायराइड कंडीशन किसी कारण से आया है. सो वो कारण को समझना होगा. न्यूट्रिएंट डेफिशिएंसी है, ऑटो इम्यूनिटी है, स्ट्रेस है, इन्फ्लेमेशन है. वो चीजों को आइडेंटिफाई करना होगा, एंड देन एक बार हमें समझ आ जाए कि क्यों हो रहा है, देन उन चीजों को हम सही टूल्स के साथ एड्रेस कर सकते हैं. खाना पीना का सुधार करना होगा, लाइफस्टाइल चेंज करना होगा, जो इम्बैलेंसेस है उनके लिए सप्लीमेंट्स देना होगा, और जैसा जैसा हम ये करेंगे द थायराइड फंक्शन विल स्टार्ट इम्प्रूविंग, एंड धीरे धीरे जो डोजिंग वो ले रही होंगी थायराइड पिल का वो रिड्यूस होना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा, उनके सिम्टम्स बेटर होने लगेंगे।
दैट्स मेरा मेरा क्वेश्चन वही था मैम। थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू सो मच सर।
So
सिद्धार्थ
so
सर, थैंक यू सर,
thank you,
जी जी
Kesri ji.
सर सर आप कुछ कह रहे हैं प्लीज।
Yeah. So I see people are dropping off. I just want to kind of, show the last slide and then again come back to questions. Right. So, we just want to let you all know that the Hormone Reset program, we start a new batch every month. The next batch is starting on the 6th of August, which is a Saturday. The live sessions will happen in the evenings for this batch. And, for all of you, because you have, been with us in the webinar, you have, been following and waiting for the webinar, and you've been wonderful participants, asking so many questions, even sharing your experiences. The program actually costs 12,000 rupees, but we are very happy to offer you a discount and offer the program at 11,000 rupees. This will be only for all of you, the webinar attendees, if you register within the next 3 days, that is till 1st of August. So I just wanted to, share this with all of you before we go ahead to any more questions. So if anyone else has any more questions, we can look at them now.
Sir, my name is Sahana.
Yes, please.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, Sahana.
Yes, Sam.
Please.
Of late, I have identified that most of my stress or a lot of things have started because I am not getting a good sleep. So I have a 4.5-year-old daughter. So I thought since the time she's born, my sleep is very disturbed. So I thought it is a part of this parenting thing and all. So first 2 years is okay, and after that she generally kicks in the night. So I have become so sensitive. Just one small touch also puts me wakes me up. So recently I identified that because of this I'm not able to sleep, so I started sleeping separate from her. Then also I identified that I started sleeping on the other side, but even the snoring of my husband is also keeping me awake. Like even that disturbs me a lot. So then I thought, okay, maybe I have to sleep separate. So I am doing it from almost a month, but even then I'm noticing that my sleep is not that good at all. Maybe those problems were also there, but even apart from that problem, I am not having a real good sleep. So I am little getting aware of it, that this is also kind of impacts other well-being of
Absolutely,
my
absolutely.
this
Yes,
thing.
yes. Actually, poor sleep is a major contributor to the development of chronic health issues. And what you are referring to, sounds a little bit like hypervigilance of the nervous system, right? You are in the stress out mode. And when in the nervous system is in that mode, little thing, immediately you want to wake up. Because somewhere subconsciously you are expecting danger, chronic stress that Dr. Ruhi was actually talking about, somewhere in the back of the mind. I just want to point out one more thing, that a lot of children who while sleeping they kick and all a lot. You might want to check their like the deworming status. If you do proper deworming, they might actually start sleeping more peacefully.
Yeah, I do it every 6 months, sir, but I don't know. This is there. Yeah.
So yes, poor sleep will impact health. There is no doubt about it, and you must do whatever is needed. There can be many reasons for poor sleep. So one reason I mentioned can be accumulated chronic stress, but there are many nutritional factors also play a role. For example, okay, a lot of people who struggle with, let's say, poor sleep or insomnia related issues, they just have too much oxidative stress in the body, and just drinking this structured water can help you sleep better. Okay, exposing your skin, your body to the sun can help you get in tune with the circadian cycles and help you sleep better. Not eating food after sundown, or maybe little after sundown is okay, but at least 3 hours gap after food and before you go to bed will make a big difference. And certain amount of physical activity, not in the evening, first half of the day. And last thing, in terms of supplements, magnesium can help you a big time. Okay, magnesium deficiency can also contribute to poor sleep.
Yeah, because of the, I mean, not because of this. Otherwise, also I started, I took a break from my work. I started working on myself, understanding my body, mind, things, and whether it is meditation or physical activities, even working on my stress levels, getting aware that where am I getting impacted. A lot of things I'm doing, but I was surprised to see that this one thing is not improved as much as I thought it could. So this started bothering me of late. So yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. So when you say structured water, uh, what is it? Could you please tell me again?
Dr. Rui was explaining that, right? She also had a slide when she was showing how water can be structured differently. So essentially what we are trying to say is that water is not necessarily that if it is clean, it is good enough. Okay, water has many other properties to it. And one important property is whether the water is structured or unstructured. Okay. If it is structured properly, it will be much more better for you. It will be hydrating your cells, your body at a cellular level more effectively. It will help in detoxification more effectively. So literally every function of water that water is supposed to do in your body will happen more effectively. Thank you. Anyone else? Any question?
Hi.
Thank you, sir.
Can I just?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah. So I actually joined in quite late. I lost track of the time, and so one thing is I want to know if the recording will be shared, and the
Yes,
other thing is
we will share the recording.
great. So so I think it would be similar because I'm doing something similar for my daughter. So I'm assuming it's kind of on the same street. But I wanted to, because I have thyroid, and I think mine is mostly autoimmune related diseases. So I have thyroid for quite some time now. So what is the difference between this Hashimoto's and mine is obviously hypothyroidism, which is
see, autoimmune hypothyroidism is referred to as Hashimoto's. It's not a different thing.
I'm inferring that it is, mine is autoimmune diseases because I have all kinds of autoimmune diseases, from whether it is bronchial asthma to psoriasis and, those kind of other eczema leading to psoriasis.
We can definitely help you get rid of all.
You're saying that itself is Hashimoto's, basically.
Yes. If you have been identified as autoimmune hypothyroidism, that is exactly what is Hashimoto's.
Okay. So, and I'm not, it's not been identified, but just listening.
But you're guessing.
You're saying it seems like that, yeah. Because I think up to I was about till post graduate levels. I think I left. I think that kind of offsetted whatever autoimmune issues I had. But once that active lifestyle that you talk about, and in general, healthy life, food and all that, once that stopped is where all my other PCOD, obviously that also I forgot to mention that. So I think it's all related to that only. So because I mean, I will, after I go through this presentation, definitely, I'd like to consider, because like I said, I've already started with a program for my daughter, and hopefully I will be starting for my son as well, because it's like you said, it's a lifestyle change. So it happens slowly and steadily. I wanted to focus one person at a time, where I can actually do it. So I will probably.
It might actually be. It might be easier to do it together for everyone, because many things will be actually
like
common.
I said, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like I don't want to add to my stress levels. At the end of the day, that's how I am right now. So I will definitely, like you said,
that's
every
fine.
month
That's
happens.
fine.
So
whatever works for you. Whatever
once
works
I have
for you.
kind of gone through the presentation, and then maybe I'll see how I can pace it out, basically. So how I can, when and where I can start my program.
Absolutely.
Hi, Dr. Sadat and Dr. Rohi. Am I audible?
Hello. Yes, you are.
Hi. Yeah, thank you first of all for this wonderful session. Unfortunately, I joined late as well, and I'm glad I can have the copy of the presentation. But thank you for what you're doing. I think this is amazing, and I think the world needs it. So I actually had a quick question about the program itself, and my question was, what is the level of engagement we can expect from the experts from your team? So let's say I sign up for the program, and in the next 3 months, how much can I expect? And especially if I'm not physically present in Bangalore, and I am guessing that the program is virtually accessible, and I don't need to come into the clinic physically. So what sort of level of engagement, for example, I can expect every week? What sort of customization I can expect of the program for me?
So, Swati, the program is completely delivered online. So one doesn't have to be physically present in Bangalore. One can take the program at the convenience of whichever location, one is based. In terms of engagement, so in the first month, we have the live sessions every weekend. So in the first month, there are 5 sessions that we do. So the first Saturday, the first Sunday, and then the 3 consecutive Saturdays. And in the second and third months, again, we have, 2 sessions each. And then, so that's spaced out.
There's also the long 3 days weekend of the detox program.
For the detox program.
Yeah.
So in total, there are 12 live sessions during the course of 3 months, where you get to interact with both of us. And apart from that, once your personalized treatment plan is designed and sent out, then, you have 2 one-to-one consultation. One is in the beginning of the program and one is towards the end of the program. And apart from that, you will be a part of the WhatsApp group where all the other participants of that program cohort would be there. So they would be sharing, the group dynamics is in place. And then we have you'll be in touch with our functional nutritionist. So in case you need any other support, so you will get real-time support.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Sweta, no, the live sessions are in group, but yes, the personal consultations, which are 2 in number, those are 1-to-1.
Sarita, you raised your hand. You want to ask a question?
Hello.
Yes, Sarita.
Actually, I'm having hypothyroidism, and along with hypothyroidism, I'm having autoimmune liver cirrhosis.
Okay.
So I'm on steroids now. Before, in the starting, when it was detected, the doctor gave me 40 mg, and frequently he reduced it up to 5 mg. And now I'm on the 5 mg steroid.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know that I've seen in the Google that iska bhi treatment nahi hai, it is for a lifelong. So just help me out with this.
Just reminds me of one of our ex-participants who called me last week and shared that when I joined, I had been diagnosed with nodules. There were growths inside the thyroid gland, and it was extremely painful. She was not able to eat food, and she was on 18 mg of cortisol for 2 months, quite a heavy dose. Okay.
Yeah.
And she went back last week to the same doctor. The doctor has a scanning machine. They did the scanning, and doctor said, looking at the report, then she said, "Do you have the last March report?" She said she gave that also. She's comparing both of them. Did you do surgery for the nodules? No. Did you start taking the thyroid medicine? No. Then the doctor asked her assistant, when did we service the scanner? So she said, no, it's working fine. So what I'm trying to say is that with this approach, the functional medicine approach, the nodules had disappeared between March and July.
Okay.
Okay, so definitely it is possible for you also.
And I'll add to that, Sarita, we had one participant, also specifically, she had the autoimmune hepatitis. So, and She was on a lot of medications, and she was basically also told that, it does not have a good prognosis. And after 3 months, when we retested after, having her gone through the functional medicine program, her liver function had improved dramatically. Her sign and symptoms were so good. So having, had a participant exactly with the same condition, I can very strongly say that we can definitely help you recover.
Okay, okay. And what about this functional medicine? This is all naturopathy it will be in a naturopathy way?
So functional medicine is not just another kind of medicine. It's an approach which is looking at the root causes. Now, once we identify the root causes, we use different tools. And these tools can be right food, right lifestyle changes, right kind of supplements, right kind of herbs. It can be certain mother tinctures. Yes, so largely these are the different tools that we use. Let's say if someone has fungal infection, in those cases, we do use certain antifungals, but then which are very, very safe.
Okay, okay. So how it will be curable for me? Like for me, for how many months treatment will be required for me? And what you will suggest for me?
So in the first 3 months, you will definitely start seeing your health improving. You will see, your symptoms getting better. And then after, when you repeat the test after 3 months, you will see, the markers have also gone better. Typically, for an autoimmune condition, it takes somewhere between 6 to 9 months for good resolution.
Okay. And one thing more I want to ask you, that is it related with thyroid, or thyroid is a different thing and autoimmune liver cirrhosis is a different thing?
So you may want to check, and it's very possible that the thyroid condition that you have, that's also an autoimmune condition. You may not have tested for the thyroid antibodies, but it's very likely that even that can be an autoimmune condition. So it's like, if the thyroid function is unaddressed, which again is resulting from so many other causes, right? So it can manifest in different stages. For some people, the thyroid condition can appear first. For some, other hormone imbalances can appear first.
Okay. Thank you so much. How can I begin with this?
So you can leave your number in the chat box, and our team will share the details with you.
Okay, thank
and
you
I
so
hope
much.
you joined our WhatsApp group. So we'll be sharing the details there as
well. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Shweta here. I had a question.
Yes,
so I have a autoimmune disease, and I'm right now taking medications for that. Yeah. As soon as I lower my medication, or the doctor tries to lower the dosage, the inflammation flares up. Yeah. So if I join this program, would it be like I will be going hand in hand, like I have to take the medication and also detoxify myself, and on a long run I can reduce the medication? Or you would suggest that I stop the medication and just start doing your functional medication?
Yes, Sweta. So you will have to give the body the time and the conditions so that it can recover. So given that now you are on certain medications, which I suppose are steroids and immunosuppressants.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you all of a sudden stop this, your body may not be able to handle, without it. So it's important that you don't stop it immediately. You prepare your body for it. You start addressing, why autoimmunity is there in your body. Start getting into the right nutrition, start getting into the right lifestyle, connect with nature, address the imbalances in the body. If there are toxins, address them. And once you start doing this, the body's condition will start improving. The inflammation will start coming down. And that's when the process of tapering the medications can start.
Okay. So once I start what I understood is, once I start the program, it just prepares my body, and then I can wean off the medication gradually, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Would there be a point that I don't have to take any more medication?
Absolutely. Yes. So see, as your body starts recovering, right, and then when the body has recovered, the inflammation has come down, your body is not dependent on drugs anymore.
Okay, but I heard, like I have Googled, and also my doctor tells that there is a higher chances of remission in autoimmune diseases. Yeah,
There's a
so that
higher
is
chance
like
of
remission, like it flares up without
So
reasons. Yeah.
let's understand why remission, why remission or relapse will happen. So you are on drugs and you're not doing anything about why autoimmunity is there in your body. Okay. So basically, you're not doing anything about it in the body and just waiting for drugs to somehow, kind of taper down. So that will never happen.
Okay.
We will have to work on, having the body recover. And that's
Okay,
when,
so once I switch to this healthy lifestyle, there might be a point that I don't have to anymore take the medications and I might not have any more flare-ups. That is what you're trying.
absolutely. And for flare-ups not to happen, things have to be consistent.
Okay. That means the lifestyle changes that you are going to introduce to us have to be consistent and throughout the life, right?
Yes. So in case of autoimmunity, see, you have two choices. Either you be on drugs for life or you be healthy for life based on the right kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, the second option sounds better.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot, doctor.
Okay.
Hi.
Yes, Natasha.
I had asked actually. I've missed that part. I wanted to check what is the typical what kind of tests? I mean, do you recommend like?
So they will be completely based on your sign and symptoms. So
Okay.
once you enroll, you'll be required to complete a detailed history form, and we will be evaluating that. And based on that, the test would be advised. And these tests can be a very detailed blood work. It can be if there are signs and symptoms of poor gut health, infections. There is something that we do for mitochondrial function, for gut infections. If there are signs and symptoms of heavy metals, there's something that we recommend
So
for.
there's blood tests. Yeah, because I understand because I'm doing this for my daughter already.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like a blood test. It's not like a like I would need a sonography or something like that. Nothing of that sort.
No.
Maybe a blood and a urine test. Something. It's all out of that.
Yes.
So, but different kinds of tests, like how they've done it for my daughter. And okay, that's about it. Because I just thought that because specific conditions like and mostly all of them are gynecological and all those. So you typically have to go for like a sonography and all those things.
I'll tell you why we don't.
I don't want.
Because see, most of the women who come to a program, they've already got the diagnosis done. They already know they have PCOS or thyroid or autoimmunity. So for us to help them take to the next level, we need to help them with the reasons why it is. So an ultrasound report is not going to help.
Correct. True. So yeah, so that's why I wanted to check, because then my mind is all about maybe if not August, more probably in September, because you're saying it happens every month, right? So probably, and I have your functional medicine clinic number anyway. So I will probably get in touch at that time when I'm ready for like, okay, now I can start with this. Because I've just started with the program for my daughter. So the whole diet and all that thing is already happening, or we are also obviously eating the same thing. So, but then it is a slow process. Like, I don't want to get stressed out without, I definitely need to come to you for this, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit, so I wanted to know what are the things that I need to be, okay, yeah. Because if something, I get off the rocker for a minute, everything else at home will, just go off.
So you
take I don't know.
And when you see yourself that you have enough time to now focus on yourself.
Yeah, and no, thankfully, because for me, since I'm already there for my daughter, and like I will be joining for my son as well. So I think your basic lifestyle things, whatever you have probably recommended, is probably already happening for me. But yes, the specific ones that yes, when I'm ready for it, I'll come and do that. Thanks.
Hello, doctor.
Yes, Jayashree.
Yeah, I have a query. During menopause and post-pregnancy, because of the hormonal imbalance, ladies, gain the weight. So all this problem also can be shot out with that?
Absolutely. See, what happens is during pregnancy, the demand for the body is high, right? And But and that's why you'll see many women also suffer from thyroid disorders during pregnancy, right? Because the body now needs a lot of raw material, not just for the mother, but for the baby as well. And if that raw material supply is not met, of course, the body can be low in nutritional imbalances and thyroid condition can happen. And if that demand is still left unaddressed post-pregnancy, the symptoms will continue. And weight gain is one of the common aftermath of a pregnancy.
Yeah. And this, as I am a vegetarian, so it is like what diet sheet you will give me, or will I can follow it, right?
Absolutely. It will. So we have two kinds of forms that we share with our participants. One is to capture the signs and symptoms, and the other is to capture the nutritional preferences. So that accordingly, our functional nutritionist can help design, what works best for that participant.
And consultation will be one-on-one, or it will be in a group?
The live sessions are in group and the consultations are one-on-one.
And how the consultation will be taken, as weekly, or how
So there are
going to do?
two consultations. One is in the first month after we send out the treatment plan, and the second one is in the third month.
Okay. And in between, if I need any consultation, so what are the ways?
So we meet weekly, right? So you need to attend the session so that you can interact with us.
Okay. Acha, I am ready to pay now, but in the mobile, when I did the payment, it is showing 12,000 instead of 11,000.
We'll share a new link right now.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
So there is a poll on the screen for all of you. Please, fill up and submit the poll before you
I didn't
drop
get
off.
the poll. I didn't get. Again, will you please share with us?
Oh,
वो मैंने
okay.
delete कर दिया गलती से.
Okay, I will have to end it and then again launch it. Give me a minute, please. Arshia, no, gallstone is not necessarily an autoimmune disease. This is more to do with the health of your liver and the bile flow. If you remember, that was one point that Dr. Ruhi had in her slide. So when the, due to certain reasons, the bile becomes thick and sluggish. There's too much of cholesterol fat in the bile. And that, becomes the reason for precipitation of that fat into a stone. There is also an angle, very little known angle of dysbiosis, which means basically, overgrowth of bacteria in the gallbladder that also has a role to play. But no, it is not an autoimmune issue. Yes, Karthika, we will be sharing the recording, but to access the recording, please join the WhatsApp group. I am launching the poll again. Is there a way to do that? Yes.
Sir, 11th.
Can't hear you. Sorry. Yes, Joycey, facial hair growth and hair thinning can also be reversed. As it was explained, this is a symptom of excessive male hormone production in the female body. This is a classical symptom of PCOS. And yes, it can be reversed. Sahana, you can definitely try the things that I have mentioned in the session earlier. And if you need further help, you can get in touch with the team and we can see how to help you.
So hi all, I think there's a wrong link shared in the chat box. So we will share with you the right link. I hope all of you are part of the WhatsApp group and we will share the payment link for 11,000.
Arshia, once again, functional medicine can help get rid of gallstones. There are many, protocols which are available for that purpose. Any more questions?
Okay.
Sahana, you can drop a message on the number that we have shared in the chat, or you can even write to us on our email, which is info@hormonereset.in. Amulya, once again, we'll be sharing the recording of the session in the WhatsApp group. If you're not part of the group, please join it.
All right. So Ratika, we hand it over to you again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rui and Mrs. Siddharth, for this wonderful session. And we've gained a lot of information about hormone imbalances and how to correct them. I hope everyone has taken some information and they're leaving today. And I hope some of you will join us in our program. So have a nice evening.
Thank you for joining us and spending so much time. Thank you. It was wonderful connecting with all of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Good
you so
night.
much.